Hey guys, this is Rob and welcome to RB&D Reviews, and I'm one of the three critics on this channel, and I'm going to be reviewing Safe House. It stars Denzel Washington as a captured fugitive, and he's also one of the film's producers, and it also stars Ryan Reynolds as his CIA protector. Now from the trailer, Safe House looks like it's going to be just your regular action-oriented film where the movie is nothing more than an excuse to show off car chases and big explosions, but actually Safe House is not this type of movie. To me, it's maybe more of an art house action movie with maybe a touch of the film noir genre added in. So either way, I will tell you what I thought of this movie coming right up. Safe House opened a couple weekends ago. It ended up at number 2 at the box office, but this past weekend it ended up at number 1, and there's been quite a lot of talk about this movie. Basically, in a nutshell, Ryan Reynolds plays a CIA housekeeper in South Africa in a safe house in Cape Town where captured fugitives are held, and he's wishing for this chance to go out and take on big cases for the government, but his wish is sort of granted when the most wanted rogue agent, Tobin Frost, played by Denzel Washington, turns himself into an American consul and is taken to Reynolds' safe house. But meanwhile, groups of people are after Frost, and the two of them find themselves paired up together, dodging bullets and trying to escape. Well, Safe House is sort of like this gritty action movie that can be a bit formulaic, and sometimes the direction was just okay, but I think the movie's cast helps. The good performances that they do help make the movie work. You have Denzel Washington as he's really good as the sort of shifty former agent, and Ryan Reynolds I thought turned in a pretty good performance, and he did much better than he did in the Green Lantern, I think. And Vera Farmiga is also in this movie, but her part kind of reminded me of the part she played in last year's Source Code. So, I mean, she was fine in this movie, but I felt like she's done better roles, and this part could have been played by anybody. And the movie also on occasion did keep me on guessing from time to time. There were a few twists that I did not see coming, and it was like I was an observer trying to figure out what's going on, piece all the pieces together, and try to figure out what characters could be trusted in this movie and who could not. The movie has some very well staged chase and fight scenes, and they seem to fit very neatly into this movie without being too showy, like I just mentioned earlier in the video with some action movies. I also like that the movie was shot on real locations because I felt like it added a sense of realism, and I think the characters behaved like how they would in a real life situation like this. But a problem I had with Safe House was the shaky camera movement, which was done throughout the whole movie. On the one hand, it helps us feel the confusion that Ryan Reynolds' character is feeling during like the car chases, but the rest of the time I really got tired of seeing it, and sometimes I felt dizzy from watching it. In some scenes, like where a couple of characters are talking to each other, the shaky cam's happening, and I felt like it didn't add anything to those scenes. I felt like it was just style trying to cover up some of the lack of substance here. And I also don't know if this was just in my theater, but sometimes I had a hard time hearing the actors, and I felt like I missed important information. But all in all, I think Safe House is a decent action movie with a very great cast, some very good elements like the fights, the very good photography, and the really good use of locations. But even if the film sometimes feels like it's going through the motions, but I felt like the script was adding nothing new. But overall, maybe I'm being a little bit too nice, because I'm going to give it a mild see in theaters verdict. I think that, like I said, those elements, I think there's just enough there to recommend seeing this in theaters. I did look at some of my other fellow YouTubers' reviewers, and they didn't seem to most of them that I've seen didn't seem to quite like this movie very much, but I kind of enjoyed it. I don't know if I would go back and see it again, but like I said, the performances were good enough to recommend this movie. Alright, well, I'm going to open the floor to you guys. What did you think of Safe House? So feel free to leave any comments about the movie, and thank you very much for watching.